after armed troops earlier blocked the presidential palace in Niamey, the capital of one of the world's most unstable nations. Soldiers in Niger said they have removed President Mohamed Bazoum from power. A few hours after the president had been taken into custody, a group of soldiers made an appearance on the country's national television late on Wednesday. Colonel Amadou Abdrahman, seated and flanked by 9 fatigue-clad officers, read from a statement that the defense and security forces had decided to put an end to the regime that due to the deteriorating security situation and bad governance, according to the statement. He announced a national curfew, declared the country's borders closed, suspended all Republican institutions, and declared a curfew. The soldiers urged caution against foreign intervention. The head of a political and security group in the region was said to be in charge of the alleged coup. Previously, it was said that the soldiers, including members of the Bazoum Presidential Guard, were negotiating with the president, who was said to be safe and well, though his location was unknown. The General Army and the National Guard quickly rebuffed the action taken by the elite guard force, threatening to attack the presidential force unless they resigned. Niger's pattern of destructive savagery brings up issues over U.S. counterfeit job. The White House said as the circumstance unfolds that the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, had addressed the hostage Bazoum, and conveyed the United States' unwavering support. The strong U.S. economic and security partnership with Niger depends on the continuation of democratic governance and respect for the rule of law and human rights. When Blinken was in New Zealand, he later said, "I talked with President Bazoum recently, and clarified that the U.S. undoubtedly upholds him as the equitably chosen leader of Niger. We require his quick delivery. Any attempt to use force to take power is condemned by U.S. We have been and will continue to be actively engaged not only with the government of Niger but also with partners in the region and around the world until the conflict is appropriately and peacefully resolved." The UN said its Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, additionally addressed Bazoum and offered his full help and fortitude on all actors involved to exercise restraint and to ensure the protection of constitutional order, Guterres urged. A source near Bazoum depicted the move as an attack of temper by the tip-top soldiers, adding that talks were in progress after the warriors obstructed admittance to the castle at around 6:35 a.m. on Wednesday. A reporter for Reuters observed military vehicles obstructing the palace's entrance in Niamey, the capital. Security sources claimed that ministries adjacent to the palace had also been denied access. Residents in other parts of the city said that traffic was moving freely and there was no sign of armed men on the streets. A statement issued by the presidency on Twitter suggested that the Presidential Guard had attempted to win over the support of some members of the armed forces in their actions, and an official in the presidency stated that staff members inside the palace did not have access to their offices. What he referred to as an attempted coup was condemned by H.E. Musa Faki Mahamat, chair of the African Union Commission. If true, it would be the 5th attempt to overthrow a government in West Africa in the past 4 years. Bola Tinubu, the president of neighboring Nigeria and chair of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, described the occurrences as unpleasant developments, and stated that he was already discussing the situation with other leaders in the region in close consultation. He stated in a statement, "The ECOWAS leadership will not accept any action that impedes the smooth functioning of legitimate authority in Niger or any part of West Africa." He added, "We will do everything within our powers to ensure democracy is firmly planted, nurtured, well-rooted, and thrives in our region." Niger, which is located in the middle of the Sahel and is two-thirds desert, consistently ranks near the bottom or close to the bottom of the UN's Human Development Index, a measure of prosperity. It has a growing population of 22.4 million people, driven by an average birth rate of 7 children for every woman. The country is fighting two jihadist campaigns, one in the southwest that came from neighboring Mali in 2015 and involves jihadists based in northeastern Nigeria, the other in the southeast involves jihadists based in Mali. The United States of America and France, which both have bases in Niger, have provided the military there with training and logistical assistance. It's an attack of temper by the official gatekeeper, yet talks are in progress with the president, the source told the AFP news organization, talking on state of obscurity. The source claimed, the president is fine, he is safe and sound. He and his family are staying at the house. There was no explanation provided for the guard's behavior or what was being discussed in the talks. An MP from the PNDS party in Bazoum stated, I spoke with friends who are ministers and the president, and both of them are fine. France has close ties to Bazoum, who was elected in 2021 through a democratic process. In February 2010, the country's most recent coup toppled Mamadou Tanja, the president at the time. However, according to a security source at the time, there was an attempt at a coup just days before Bazoum's inauguration in April 2021. The alleged ringleader, an Air Force captain by the name of Sani Gourouza, was one of several people detained. He was taken into custody by authorities in Benin, in Overthrown, and handed over to Niger. In April 2022, Ousmane Cisse, a former interior minister under a military government of transition that existed from 2010 to 2011, was taken into custody on suspicion of his role. In February of this year, he was found not guilty, but 5 others, including Gourouza, were sentenced to 20 years in prison. A Niger official claims that an arrest was made following a second attempt to remove Bazoum from office in March of this year, while the president was in Turkey. The incident has never been discussed publicly by the authorities. And that's for today's update. You can join by subscribing to this channel Africa View TV for more updates.